those raunchy ass lyrics, there's something about those lyrics that, this is hard. I can't tell you what it is, but I know when I listen to them, like, there's something about that is just so edgy that I gravitate towards that edginess.
Did you see the new Sexy Red video?
Nah. Wait, you talking about with MLK?
Did you see that one?
I seen that.
Nah, she has a new music video with Bruno Mars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, it's only actually
that sounds different.
It's only 2 minutes and 25 seconds. So you mind watching it and we just give it like a review?
Yeah, with Sexy.
Do you?
Yeah, Glorilla.
Yo, Glorilla's lyrics be a little extra sometimes, bro. Like I was like, I'm getting old. She said something like, "If I'm talking too much, then." Yeah, I was like, what are you talking about?
Like, I don't know. It's something about the way I like that. I was like, oh shit.
That was one of the wildest lyrics.
Raunchy. I like her.
I was listening to some bit on
like,
shuffle.
make me shut up then. Put some dick in my mouth.
I heard that lyric this week. I was like, oh my. Not like, all right, so I guess I will preface this song with saying I think it's a banger, right? I think it's actually going to be the summer anthem.
Oh, word? Let's see.
I do. I think so. I think there's a downside to all of this stuff after we watch it.
Fat, juicy, and wet. I don't even gangbang, pussy so good, let me throw up a set. That good kitty, make it my pet.
Okay.
Pretty pussy, top of pussy, you ain't never gonna forget. Fat, juicy, and wet. Pussy like weed, pussy like dog, pussy like cocaine, put it up your nose. Vibe on my clit, suck on my toes, 24 karat pussy drip like gold. Got my legs back, need my booty from the front. Milk mustache on your face when I come. Hit it from the bottom, hit it from the top. Pop got a pussy 'cause the pussy type pop. Ooh, sliding and I slide. I'ma throw it back, let me give you that. Fat, juicy, and wet. I don't even gangbang, pussy so good, let me throw up a set. Throw it up. That good kitty, make it my pet. Pretty pussy, top of pussy, you ain't never gonna forget. Fat, juicy, and wet. Bust down middle part, badass bitch. You ain't never had pool nutty like this. Titties on your forehead, titties on your chin. Titties on titties with my big titty friends. Do it sexy, do it. Arch your back, put your ass into it. Squirt in your mouth, squirt on your bed. Coochie water autograph, sign Sexy Red.
Coochie water autograph.
Oh, this shit hard. I like this.
I'ma throw it back, let me give you that. Fat, juicy, and wet.
Who those other girls?
So that's Lady Gaga. And the other girl is like a K-pop star that Bruno Mars got a song on right now. But they saying that he's like smashing that. Because they've been popping up all the way together.
That's Gaga?
Yeah. And he got a song with Gaga right now too. That's like doing pretty good. The Korean bitch is cute though.
Oh, this shit is dope. Okay, Bruno.
So you know the video definitely been setting the internet ablaze. People are always gonna talk about the imagery of when you're a black woman and you're twerking in front of a bunch of non-black people and shit like that. So she's out to face that backlash. I'm gonna say the joint is a banger. I think it's hard. My only beef is they're gonna play that during the day on the radio because it's so hard, and I hate that because I have a kid. And my kid's gonna hear it, and I gotta turn it off, or I gotta try to keep it. And this is gonna be exposed to it, and it's weird because it's like Sexy Red, you talented, right? It's the catch. That's how it's like the catch-22 of life. Sexy Red is talented. She can make music. It don't gotta be so sexually charged. And I get it. It's not made for kids. Kids. She's not like exposing it, but she knows that's a fan base. She knows that people are gonna hear it. Part of me wishes that she made better music, but it's also like a dilemma I have as a DJ. I wish the music had better messaging and all that type of stuff, but it's like that's not what people are here for. They're here to dance. They're here to party. They're here
But
to
there's
skate.
also music out there that does have better
does have that,
messages, but we don't want to hear that shit. I mean,
most people don't. Yeah,
the radio's gonna play what the radio plays, and you know what people gravitate towards is gonna be what they gravitate towards. There will always be space for the music that you're talking about, but it just may not get as much shine. You know, that's
and I can't knock Sexy Red
because sex sells.
Yeah, and also it's working for Sexy Red, right? So basically, what I would ask her to do is like, Sexy Red, take the black race on your back and represent us better in this platform that you have. And in her mind, she's like, well,
then we may not listen to her.
We might not. Are you going to support me if I do that? Are you going to? This is obviously hyperbole, but like, there's a population of people in this country who look at Kamala Harris and Sexy Red as the same. Like they just think this is what black women are.
Okay.
They don't have enough exposure to them in their own. So they think that like I can't vote for that. They don't realize Kamala Harris has a crazy resume. You know, in politics is totally different. They're just seeing, well, when I see black women on TV, it's Megan Thee Stallion, it's Sexy Red. They're shaking their ass, and that's where I think black women have a problem with that imagery of you're never going to be fully respected in so if you can't like separate yourself from this. You're never going to get like a huge. Remember what was the lady that Tupac had beef with? Dolores Tucker or something like that. She was like, yo, she was kind of on to something. She was like, yo, y'all can't represent yourselves like this. You can't just be talking about women like bitches and that, like literally protesting. Nobody gonna protest the Sexy Red song because it's a banger. It's tough. It's just keeping us dancing. You know what I mean? And I wish we lived in a world where they were like, yo, you can't represent black women like this, but it's not. Like you said, it's just, this is what works. This is what we expect.
So I think where we've come, like back, like we'll use the Dolores Tucker days, right? Mm-hmm. I think where we're at now is, you know, we understand sex sells, and we understand that. Like, I'll use myself as an example. I said, you know, I fucks with Glorilla, Sexy Red. Those raunchy ass lyrics. There's something about those lyrics that, oh, this shit is hard. I can't tell you what it is, but I know when I listen to them, like, I'll clutch my, like, oh, she said that. Goddamn, that
microphone,
woo, girl. Like, there's something about that is just so edgy that I gravitate towards that edginess. Yeah. Like, it may not be the perfect picture. Like, I would never say, oh, I want my daughter to see that, to aspire to be a. But that edginess, I'm drawn towards it for some reason. And at the end of the day, you know, and I'm a listen.
There's nothing wrong with it. You're an adult. She makes music for adults. I think it's a society I'm at. There's no separating that from the kids. Right. And there are going to be kids that listen to that see that think that's how they have to act. That's how they got to be. I remember I think I watched it with you on an episode once. Sexy Red was being carried by her security guard, and the other dude, the venue security, slapped her butt. It's like, that's how people are going to treat you if that's how they think that you want to be treated. Now, you can't control that. 90% of men are going to be like, don't do that. That's wrong. I don't do that. But you're going to have to deal with the negatives that come with society when you exert yourself for that. Now, I wish society was set up in a way where Sexy Red can make that type of stuff, and we had safeguards in place to make sure that's not going to reach a 10-year-old, you know what I mean? A 9-year-old. But we don't. We play it on the same radio station as their Sabrina Carpenter and their favorite songs, you know what I'm saying? Right. You know, and then they know Bruno Mars, some other stuff. They like, you know what I mean? Like, in my head, I was like, why is Bruno Mars on this song? This seemed like a money grab. Like, he makes real music. He's one of the most talented people we have in our thing. But I'm like, he probably just want to have fun too. Like, you know, like that's just part of life.
I mean, but what's real music? So that's the thing, like, you know,
what's real? Oh, well, okay.
Because even like Yeezus, right? I don't think there was one lyric on that whole album, but it's like it was still music. I mean,
real music. That's the wrong term. I shouldn't have used that. He can make very high level songs in terms of live instruments. He can play. He plays the instruments himself. He can do a lot of elements of songs. So he can make any song he wants. Is kind of what I want to say. But this might have been a song he wanted to make. And it's a banger. It works. He might want to be like, yo, come to Bruno Mars if you want to hit. You know what I'm saying? And let me get the other girls in the video that I got hits. I got a hit with her. I got a song with Gaga. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
And a few years, like maybe like 4 years ago, he had a He had a hit song with like Cardi,
Yeah.
or maybe they did. Did they do an album? Or was it
They
just
did a remix? I think to his song. It was a song
Okay.
on me. He had Cardi on the remix, and then like no, I think as a musician, I don't knock any of them for doing it. Do it, you know what I'm saying? But like, no, shout out to them. They went in. I think that's gonna be a song. It probably should have came out closer to summer to be the song of the summer, but I think that's gonna be a banger. I think for right now, I think at least.
Yeah, I mean, as we look at it as parents, it's just kind of
Yeah.
like, you know, like for me, I listen to the radio, and you know, I try and be conscious of it. Like I'll say 50% of my time in the car, I'm listening to non-radio stuff, and then like, you know, podcasts where people are talking, and then the other 50%, I have the radio on and whatever they play, you know. My son, he doesn't know what he's singing, but you know, he'll be singing something
it, right?
like, you know,
and they learn the words faster than we do. Yeah.
and so, and I'm like in my head right now, I tell myself it's not that big of a deal because he don't even know what the hell he's saying. He's just saying words. The onus is on us as parents at the end of the day. You know,
it's
we can't expect the musicians, the entertainers, like Charles Barkley said. Over 2 decades, I'm not a role model.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's your job as parents to figure out what you want to allow your kids to.
The society is hypersexual. Like, all right, so like I remember I had a rental car 2 weeks ago. I had gotten into an accident, so we got this big screen on the CarPlay. So I'm listening to Sirius XM. They're showing the single cover, the out, you know, of the song. Bro, I gotta like take the screen off half the time because it's like the girls half naked all the time, but it's their song, but they gotta just be in the picture half naked. And then every song, Sabrina Carpenter got a song about taste. You know what I'm saying? My daughter saying this girl's talking about the lyrics like you're gonna have to taste me when he kisses you. Oh, I'm like, yo, this ain't a kiss to be singing. But bro, every song has some like innuendo about that. Diet Pepsi. They talking about the backseat of a car. You know what I'm saying? It's just like every song. You can't listen to. It's almost like you can't, or you have to turn it off. And be like, they don't know what that means, and then hopefully catch it at a point where they might start knowing what that means and be like, all right, damn. I've come to you can't hide your kid from. I just use sex, but it could be violence, it could be drugs in the world, it could be whatever, you know, the ills of the world are. You can't hide your kid from it. The only thing you really can do is have a communication. Yep. I think that's the theme of this episode. Have some good communication with your kids and really let it be known because they're gonna hear it. Right. I can hide it from a million ways. She's gonna go to the after school program. She's gonna go somewhere else, and you know what I mean. So. Perfect Talk is what it do. It's your guy DJ Playboy holding it down for the Perfect Talk podcast, man. Thank you so much for checking out this short clip. If you like what you see, go check out the full episodes right there. Also hit the subscribe button, turn the notifications on, hop in the comments, baby.